Okay, ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to be using equivalent ratios to find unknown values. So in your math journal, I had a step one, but this morning when I was teaching my class, I realized that it wasn't the best step one, so we changed it. We changed step one to ask yourself, how did I get from the left number to the right number? And I know that doesn't even make any sense right now, but it's going to, okay? And then step number two is you are going to remember the mother named math. And what we do to the top number, we do to the bottom number, and what we do to the bottom number, we do to the top number, okay? So I have two equivalent ratios here, okay? I have 2 12, and it is equivalent to something over 48, okay? And so we're going to follow the steps just like it asked, okay? So we're going to look at the numbers, and we have to find a spot that has two numbers to work with. Like obviously the top spot, the numerator, it's not going to work because we don't have two numbers to deal with, but we do on the denominator, okay, on the bottom number. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at my bottom numbers, and I'm going to say, hey, how did I get from 12 to 48? How did I get from 12 to 48? If you know how, tell your partner how you get from 12 to 48. Okay. Tell me, how do I do that, you guys?
Multiply by 4.
Yeah, you multiply it by 4. So the way that we're going to solve this is first we are going to look at the numbers, and I'm going to say, is my number on the left, is it smaller to bigger, or is it bigger to smaller? What is it, guys? Smaller to bigger. Good, it's smaller to bigger. So we're going to write ourselves a little note, and we're going to say when we go from smaller to bigger, we're going to multiply. Okay? So let me show you how that's going to look when we set it up. So the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to write my numbers in. I have 2 and 12. Okay, 2's on the top, 12's on the bottom. And since I went from a smaller number to a bigger number, I know I'm going to multiply. Then I'm going to set it equal to my second number. Okay. So right now, you guys can see that I took my equivalent ratios and I just drew one really long line. I have my numerators on the top. I have my denominators on the bottom. I will always set it so that my second number, so that there's an equal sign to my second number. And I know that I'm going from a smaller number to a bigger number, so I'm going to multiply it. And everyone already told me, what am I multiplying it by again?
4.
Yeah, by 4. So I asked myself, how did I get from 12 to 48? Well, I multiplied it by 4. So 12 times 48 is 48, right? Now, like mother math, what I do to the bottom, I have to do to the top. Good, to the top. So if I multiply it by 4 on the bottom, I'm going to multiply it by 4 on the top. 2 times 4 equals 8. So my missing value is 8.
That's easy.
All right, I have another example for you. As soon as your math journal matches my math journal, I need your pencil up so that I know that we are ready to move on. Awesome. I'll wait about 5 more seconds. Can you wait? You got to go right now? Yes. Okay, go to there and you can go. Okay, so my second number that I have is 55 110ths, and it is equal to 5 somethings. Okay? And so the note we're going to write ourselves here is when we go from a bigger number to a smaller number, bigger to smaller, we're going to divide. Okay? So I have a bigger number, 55, and 55 is bigger than 5, so I went from bigger to smaller. So again, I'm going to draw my line. I'm going to write 55 110ths in the first spot. And since I went from bigger to smaller, what am I going to do here? What is it? Divide. I'm glad that Connor knows. Okay, I'm going to divide. And then I'm going to divide it by a number. I'm not sure what the number is yet, but I'm going to still set up my equation, so I'm ready to solve it. And then I know that it's going to equal 5 somethings. Okay? So I am ready to solve for my missing number. 55 divided by a number is going to equal 50, or is going to equal 5. 55 divided by a number is going to equal 5. Tell your partner what number it is.
11.
Tell Mrs. Hewitt what the number is.
11.
Yeah, so 55 divided by 11 equals 5. And friends, help me. What I do to the top, I need to do to the bottom. Okay? So now I'm ready to solve, and it's going to be 110 divided by 11. Touch your nose if you know what 110 divided by 11 equals. Whisper it into your hand. Throwing it out on 3. 1, 2, 3.
10.
10. Yeah, so my missing value is 10. Okay? So, friends, when we are finding a missing value, a couple of things I need you guys to be aware of. When we're finding a missing value, first we're going to set it up with our numbers, with the number on the left, number on the right, setting it equal to. And then we're going to look at the two numbers, whether they be both on the bottom or on the top, and we're going to say, am I going smaller to bigger or bigger to smaller? If I go smaller to bigger, what is it?
Multiply.
If I go bigger to smaller, what am I doing?
Dividing.
Fabulous. And then we solve for the unknown. Thanks, Addison. Once you are